Hello, class 8th. A very good morning to all of you. So, class 8th, as you all know, that we have started with the fifth chapter of civics, that is judiciary. And in our yesterday's session, we have discussed the roles of judiciary. What were the roles that was played by the judiciary in our life? Now, in today's session, we are going to discuss about what is an independent judiciary. We are going to see whether the judiciary is independent or not in today's session. So now let's begin with the session. So class, there one case study that is given to us in our NCERT book, which is that we have to imagine a situation in which a powerful politician encroach on land belonging to your family. So class, this tells you to imagine one situation in which the land you are having has been taken by the powerful politician, so your family has nowhere to live. Now with the judicial system, the politician has the power to appoint and dismiss a judge from his office. So class, we know that the politician has a power to appoint the judge or can dismiss the judge. The politician has this much power in order to appoint or dismiss the judge. So when you take this case to the court, the judge is clearly partial towards the politician. So class, when you plan to take this case to your court, the judge declares that the land belongs to the politician, not to you, because the judge is partial, and we know that the politician can remove or dismiss the judge. So now furthermore, the control that the politician holds over the judge does not allow for the judge to take an independent decision. So class, we know that the politician has such a huge power that he can dismiss or appoint the judge, and now the judges are under him, and in order to protect their job, the judges also favor the politicians, and we know that this is wrong. So this shows that this is the lack of independence would be there. You can see the lack of independence of our judiciary towards our people. The judge is favoring the politician, knowing that the politician did something wrong, but still he is favoring the politician because he knows that if he will go against him, his job will be gone. So that is the reason he is favoring the politician. So we can see that there is no justice, there is lack of independence of judiciary system, we can say, and because of this, judgments favors the politician. The judges does not have the freedom to raise their voices, because if they will raise their voice, their job will be gone, and that is the reason they favor the politician. So although we often hear of rich and powerful people in India trying to influence the judicial process, the Indian constitution protects against the kind of situation by providing for the independence of the judiciary. So class, we might hear these kind of news in the news also and read things like this in the newspaper, but we have a constitution, and constitution is a document, and it is the constitution that protects the judiciary from this kind of situation, thus making the judiciary as independent. So we got to know that our Indian judiciary is independent from all, like in the sense no political leader can control, no parliament can control the Indian judiciary. It is independent from all of these because there are certain principles that are laid down in our constitution, and we are going to discuss about that. Class, remember in our first chapter we have studied about the separation of powers. In the first chapter of constitution, the features of constitution, we have studied about the separation of powers, and it was one of the key features of our constitution, which means that there is other branches of the government. So we have studied about the three different branches of the government in our chapter number 1 under the separation of the power, and it was the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. And we have also discussed that none of the branches of the government can interfere in the work. In the sense, the legislature cannot interfere in the work of the executives cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. They all are independent, whether it's a legislature, executive and the judiciary. So class, the courts are on under the government and don't act on their behalf. So we got to know that the courts, whether it's a Supreme Court, High Court, District Courts, they are not under any government pressure, they are not under any government, and they cannot act on their behalf. They are independent and they are not under the government, and that is the reason they cannot act on their behalf. So class, the separation to power also leads to separation of work, and the courts plays a very crucial role in our life. Whether the judges, they all play a very crucial role in our life. Whether you can talk about the High Court, Supreme Court, district courts, so you can say because these judgments are given from them only. So class, it is the duty of Supreme Court to take care of the law, and no one can interfere the Supreme Court. So we have studied the functions of the judiciary in our yesterday's session, followed by class, the Supreme Court are appointed with very little interference from the other branches of the court. So class, the Supreme Court judges are appointed with a very little interference from the other judges, from our other branches, that was your legislatures and the executive. Once appointment to this office, it is also very difficult to remove a judge. So class, what happened once the Supreme Court judge is appointed in the office, it is very difficult to remove the judge, and the Supreme Court judges are appointed with very little interferences from the legislatures as well as the executives. They are majority independence, and there are certain qualifications that they have to follow in order to become the Supreme Court judge. For example, they have to serve in the Indian courts for at least 10 to 15 years. So you can see that there are different there are different qualification in order to become a Supreme Court judge. So it is the independence of the judiciary that allows the court to play a central role. So class, it is because our judiciary is independent from any government pressure, the court plays the central role. It ensures to the people or to the citizen of the country that there will be no misuse of the power. In the sense, there will be no power will be misused. All the people will be given justice, and law will be above everyone, whether it's your legislatures or your executive, and there will be no misuse of the power by the legislatures and the executives. So class, you can see that how important it is for us to have the independence of the judiciary. Because we have an independence of the judiciary, there is a justice that we can see in our country, and you can see when we have the independence of the judiciary, no one can misuse the power. It can be your legislative as well as the executive. So judiciary keeps an eye on each other. Furthermore class, it also plays one of most important and crucial roles in protecting the fundamental rights of the citizens. So class, if any citizens feel that any kind of fundamental right is being violated, so they can go to the court, and the court will take action against that we have read in the yesterday's session about the Hemhook and the state. So we have learned that there was a discrimination on the basis of religion, and it was the violation of the fundamental rights, and the court took the action favoring the Hemhook, the Muslim. Last one class, if anyone believe the rights can be violated, they can directly go to the Supreme Court. So you can see that how much it is important for us to have an independent judiciary, and what role does an independent judiciary plays in our life. And it is really important to have the separation of powers, so that the different branches of the government can work in a better way, and there will be no misuse of the power between any branch of the government, whether it's a legislatures, executive, or the judiciary. And the judiciary plays a major and a very crucial role in the life of the citizens. It protects the citizens from getting discriminated on the basis of their color, caste, creed, and gender. Furthermore, it protects the fundamental rights that is given to the citizen of the country by the constitution. Okay class, so please make sure sure to read the next 2 pages of chapter number 5 of civics, that is judiciary, and complete your work on time. Thank you.